Hello, hello, boys and girls. This is Anders, of course, and welcome to some awesome Battlefield 3 gameplay. Or I wouldn't say it's awesome, that would be lying, but it's really good gameplay. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Some recon gameplay with the MK11 Model O, or Model 0, whatever you wanna call it, with the iron sights, foregrip, and the silencer on Karg Island. Really nice stuff. This is gonna be a Q&A, or actually mailbox, but it's kind of Q&A. Basically, if you want your question / topic talked about or answered in a future video, you just send your email to the email address in the video description. It's like andersbrevlåda@hotmail.com or something like that. It's gonna be in the video description, unless I forgot to put it in there, because I do sometimes. Then just put a comment saying, Anders, put in the goddamn email address, and I might read yours, if it's good, that is. And not too long. I hate the super long ones. Anyways, let's grab the first one. Hey Anders, I'm a big fan. Smiley face. What's your opinion on the UK's plans on filtering out porn sites of the internet? Question mark. I live in Ireland, so it doesn't affect me personally, but I have been reading up on it, and it's quite interesting. Apparently they're not stopping at just porn. It's also going to be social networks, file sharing sites, gambling sites, and much more. These filters can be turned off, but at default they're all blocked. This also means there's a list of all the households that are using the sites or accessing the sites. Personally, I think it's wrong, but what's your opinion on it? Thanks, Will. It's very simple. I think it's stupid as fuck. I mean, like, of course we gotta think about this a little bit. Of course you should not be able to access a porn site, for example, if you're younger than 15. I mean, I think it's a little bit silly that, like, you're not allowed to watch porn in most countries unless you're actually 18. That's kind of weird, at least in my opinion, because most people are sexually curious anyways, at least at 15. Most are even curious before that, and you kind of want to see how stuff works, and you want to be able to rub one out in your boy room or in your girl room, or because girls watch porn too, just saying. If you didn't know it, girls watch not as much porn as you, maybe, if you're a dude, but I can bet you 99% of the girls you know like watching porn. Or almost. Maybe not 99. 95, I would say. Maybe they don't like girl porn though, so they might have other preferences than you and me do, or yeah, it's very personal what kind of stuff you like. Anyways, that's not even what we're talking about. Oh my god, I'm like just going on a weird ass rant as usual. My god, I can't even stick to this to the subject. I'm gonna put in a new snooze and tell you guys that I think it's incredibly stupid. I don't think porn in any way can't damage people and can't damage society. I mean, of course you shouldn't show it to children maybe of the age of 8 or 10, but I think first time I saw a porno magazine, I was 11 or 12. That did not damage me. I was like, whoa, yeah, that's kind of how it looks like, I guess, and was like very interested and didn't really think about anything sexual because I think 11 or 12. I started finding it interesting, I think, first when I was 13 for that reason or something like that. It all depends kind of when you mature and that kind of stuff. Some might do it even earlier and some might do it a lot later, and some might not even be interested in porn at all. I mean, like, there are all kinds of different people out there. Like, it's cool, whatever you like. It's okay as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. I think it's okay. And I mean, gambling sites, it's bad. I mean, but it's like alcohol. You can't just ban it because it's bad. I mean, people should be able to do what they want with their lives. If you want to drink like a beast, you should be able to drink like a beast. If you want to gamble away all your money, you should be able to do it, even if it's very, very bad. Because a lot of people do lose their homes, families, and houses and that kind of stuff towards gambling. But most people can gamble like a civil person. They just gamble away maybe 10 or 20 bucks a month, or maybe basically what they can afford. I mean, like, if you make quite a lot of money, you might be able to afford to gamble away 500 bucks or like $1,000. But I mean, like, most people don't gamble for more than they can afford to lose, and that's how I do it if I ever gamble. There's usually like blackjack tables, like at the pub or at the club rather. I don't really go to pubs, I go to clubs rather. That's more of a better description. And like if I ever gamble there, I never gamble away more than like 100 Swedish crowns, because I can't afford to gamble away more. And that's like what you should do, and that's even when I'm freaking drunk. And sometimes I even won a lot of money. I think I would say I've maybe just lost a little bit more than I've won total. So it's mostly something I do for fun, not to win money, but more like have a fun thrill. And I think some people might have a problem with that. So yeah, overall I think it's very, very bad. You should not try to stop people doing what they want to do, especially if it doesn't hurt anyone else and that kind of stuff. It's just, to me it seems ridiculous. It seems like it's some kind of Nazi strategy or some kind of crazy religious thing, or I don't know, but to me it just sounds plain stupid. Let's go to another email. Hey Anders, or Anders, smiley face. I'm wondering, have you done lumpen? If you have done lumpen, what did you think of it? And if you haven't done lumpen, what would you like to do? Would you like to do it? Love your videos, keep it up. Bye bye. Say it like you would say it. Bye bye. Lumpen is a Swedish word for, or you can also say värnplikt, and that means basically you. Just a couple of years ago, like 8 years ago, in Sweden you had to basically join the army for a minimum of 9 months when you turned 18 and you were an able-bodied male. Were never any rules about girls or anything like that, and that's also a lot to do why they removed it, and mostly because we didn't need much of an army, to be honest, because let's be fair here. If America would like to invade us, they could easily invade us and win. If Russia wanted to do it, they can do it. If China want to do it, they can do it. I mean, like, there's no reason. I mean, the only thing we could defend ourselves against is, like, maybe Poland, Germany, Norway, Finland, like, that kind of stuff. And those guys are all our friends anyway, so it's a waste of money. So lumpen was something you had to do before, but they actually quit. It actually stopped being something you had to do by force the year before I turned 18. So I actually didn't have to do it, but something I did have to do was to go to the recruitment center, do a bunch of physical and psychological tests to evaluate if they actually wanted to have me anyways, because they still kind of have the power to make you do it. But they usually, 99% of the time, they don't make you do it if you say you don't want to do it. But they like to have people over, come do the tests, and usually try to encourage you to join for 9 months, or a little bit longer, up to 11 months, I think, if you're really good, if you're, like, physically fit and that kind of stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong here, I am a strong guy. I mean, like, I could easily carry any one of you off the battlefield if you were damaged or hurt. But I'm also kind of overweight. I can't really run far before I get, like, deadly tired and, like, that kind of shit. And I have a very bad vision, so the chances of me having to do it was extremely slim already when I was at the recruitment center. And I went ahead and actually lied to the psychologist. I don't know if she was stupid enough to believe this, I don't think so. But the lie I went with was because back then it still said, like, in my personal papers that I lived at home with my parents, even though I didn't at age 18. And basically I came up with this great lie. At that time I thought it was a great lie, and I said basically that I was very afraid of not sleeping at home with my mom and dad, and that I wet my bed if I had to sleep somewhere else. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but in my mind, I thought, like, that, she'd probably fall for that. Like, the psychologist would fall for that and not make me do it. Because I was so shit scared that I would have to do it, I basically lied because of that. I really didn't want to do it, because it's not that I don't love guns and shit like that. If I would have joined the army for 9 months, I would have loved shooting guns, do trekking, like sleeping in the wild and that kind of stuff, because I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. I grew up on the countryside. I've shot guns all my life. I think the first time I shot a airsoft rifle was like when I was 4 years old. First time I shot like a real rifle I was like 8. That was like a 22. And the first time I shot like a big big caliber moose hunting rifle with like a sniper scope and everything. I was maybe 9 or 10 or something like that. So I mean, I know my guns, so to say. So I would have loved to do it because of that, and like the camaraderie and that kind of stuff, like making good friends, because usually you make friends for life when you join the armed services. But I'm not very good with taking orders if I think the dude giving the orders are a moron, and usually there is like 50% morons that are the bosses in the army, so I kind of knew that I would get in trouble if I joined, so I tried to not do it. Let's go for one last mail, hopefully I can read and answer it. Hello, Anders, you bastard. I wanted to ask you what your thoughts on RPs in Battlefield 3 are. It happened to me too often that I join a rush server and the two jets pilots are not attacking each other and just rape the ground. It's basically impossible to take them down. What do you think should be done against this in Battlefield 4? Greetings, faithful poolers. Sadly, this has happened a lot of times for me too, especially here on Karg Island, and especially in the beginning of the game when it was released. Like every fucking time I joined the server, it happened. It doesn't happen that much any longer because people don't need to rank up any longer, but basically two friends join a server, make sure they're both on the enemy team, and then they just camp the jets, so only people on the ground can shoot them down, and then can shoot the ground as much as they want, get tons of points and that kind of stuff. And I hate it. It's awful. Like, people who do that, it's basically cheating. I mean, it is stats padding. It is illegal to do. You can get banned for it. If a DICE official would see it, they would ban you for it, because you're not allowed to stats pad. That's basically cheating. But many server operators, they don't give a shit, and sometimes even admins will do it. So there's not much you can do about it. Only make sure that the servers that are ranked in Battlefield 4 have good admins, they take care of it. If they don't, maybe some kind of blacklist so people can like say, click no, this server sucked, the admin sucked, and if enough people click that button, DICE removes the ranking from them. That's what I hope happens in Battlefield 4. And that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys, as usual, thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, bye bye.